Welcome back to Dum-Dums and Dragons, where improvisers who've never roleplayed before journey into the world of Dungeons and Dragons. I am the Grand Wizard Bucky, your host. Our heroes are facing near certain death. Reginald found the crystal and tried to save the city before an evil Declan blew it up. Quinny was forced to fight the deadliest monk he's ever faced, and Juniper is losing a battle to a super-powered demonic Bucky. Can our heroes survive the direct attention of their most powerful foes yet? Find out next on Dum-Dums and Dragons.
Juniper, you are having turned your back to your adversary. He's taken 3 swings, big old swings. Let's see what happens. Your AC is 20?
21.
21, okay. All right, let's... Okay.
I think I'm just dead now.
Well, so far I've rolled a 2 and a 3. So far you're almost dead. All right. And another 3. So, Bucky looks at his sword in profound disappointment. And he kind of looks at Xanthus. He's like, Mr. Xanthus, you said this sword was going to be really good for my image and kind of make me spookier, but honestly, I gotta tell you, it's not my favorite. I think I should stick to the old classics. And Xanthus just rolls his eyes like, I tell you, you can try and take the Chaos Sorcerer out of the dragon, but it always comes, hey, you know what, just have fun, just make sure she doesn't leave. And he goes, okie dokie, and he jams the sword into the ground, and magical energies begin to swirl around his hands. What do you do?
I just like, I don't want to do this. And I take 2 swings with my sword.
Do it up.
Right at him. And I'm going to Divine Smite.
This would be the time.
At level 3.
Do you feel profound guilt about attacking your dear, sweet, innocent little boyfriend?
I do. I don't want to do this.
I understand. Go ahead and roll.
I don't want to do this. That's 18 for the first one.
Fortunately, no.
Fuck. And 28 for the second one.
Okay, yes, that one will go.
Okay. Wish I would have Divine Smited that one.
Don't you get Divine... Isn't Divine Smite just like, now when you attack, it does it? It does the damage?
Thought it was only on the first hit.
Let me...
Am I wrong?
Let's double check this rule, because you've had trouble with this rule.
This also seems like a pretty vital time to make sure that any possible damage you're doing to him, you can't. When you hit a creature with a melee attack, you can expend 1 spell slot. Oh, you didn't hit him with the previous attack, so you actually couldn't Divine Smite him.
Yeah,
now that
you
you've
spend
hit,
it after you hit, not before.
Yay!
Yep.
Divine Smite at level 3. Okay. So that's gonna be...
Yeah, that was what you discovered, was you didn't ever have to waste a Divine Smite on a maybe.
Right,
yeah,
okay.
which is really nice. It's a remarkably generous spell for this game.
So it's gonna be 11 slashing damage, and then, oh god. 2 ones, 1, 2. 10. 13. 16 radiant damage.
So for a total of 26?
Yeah.
All right.
And then I will bonus action Misty Step to the as far away as I can get, so 30 feet away from him. 30 feet away back.
So you're in, this is really dumb, but the combination of things I had in my head when I was coming up with this room are like one of the pods in the London Eye, which are just big and circular and weird, but also the TARDIS. So you're basically in that kind of situation. It's a big round room.
Okay.
Obviously the portal he stepped through is long gone. Essentially, as we're looking at it right now, you've got the operation table, which has the dead Xanthus on it. Mm-hmm. Xanthus is in front of that. Avalon Riker's head is nearby, a little bit south of that, which is currently where you're standing. And Bucarius is walking. If we're treating operating table as the northmost point we've seen, there is space beyond that. So if you want to get behind the table, that's possible.
Yes,
Otherwise,
please.
it's kind of a round room with not a lot in it.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Put anything between me and the large, sword wielding dragonborn demon.
That's fair. So you teleport to the other side, and as you kind of like sprint forward, shifting into mist, it's kind of one of those cool like film moments where Xanthus just kind of sips his wine as you blast past him as mist. And when you appear behind him on the table, he just says, "Oh, that's fun. I've always been fond of that one. My friend Alan was too, before I, switched bodies with her and dumped her in the future." It was a pretty good one, I must say. That was back before I could, jump between worlds, which admittedly I must thank dear sweet Riker for. Juniper. Again, I'm kind of sorry about all this. It seems like you're just doing your best. You just made some bad friends along the way.
Yes, I'm just doing my best. You don't have to kill me.
Don't have to. And in fact, I'm not going to. Bucarius is, though.
No.
And Bucky's like, I sure am. And with that, he beats his wings and kind of, he can't fully fly, but he kind of does like a running jump. And beats his wings as he begins to fly towards you. And as he does, Xanthus just turns and is like, Look, I'm not a complete asshole. For what it's worth, he's not your Bucky. He's mine.
That's not helping me.
He shrugs and he's like, honestly, rude and ungrateful. So, Reginald, actual Reginald, Ryan Reginald, you release Sir Kaling's hand to look back at a ring of explosions that begin to erupt around the Wizard's Tower as building after building behind the wall bursts into flame. And over a magnified voice from atop the tower, you just hear, "Come and get me, you fucking cunts!" And then Sir Kaling explodes. You can see kind of a vapor trail from the rifle in the tower.
Okay, everybody else, get the civilians out that you can. I'm going for that dirty son of a bitch.
And then it's just like, I think what he'll
Gallops, get me behind that wall.
and he'll just ride Gallops as fast as they can to get out of the plane and into the fucking city. If he can, he'll leap over the wall off of Gallops when they get there. Because I feel like riding a horse has to be better than a running start.
I was going to say, it absolutely will be, but the getting to the wall piece is what I really want to stop and investigate a little bit.
Yeah, that's reasonable.
So you are doing a full-on charge at a magic sniper in a tower.
Which is why he realizes that, puts on the ring of invisibility, and jumps off the horse.
And sadly, for the horse, not for you, the horse is immediately blasted away. And you just hear, "Take that, adversary!" And then Declan continues to rain down sort of enchanted blasts from the tower, just fucking cratering knights as they continue to charge. Here's my question to you. You've got a bunch of armed horses who, admittedly, despite Sir Kaling saying we're only kind of okay, are still maintaining their charge. They are true believers in the cause and are desperate to try and save who they can. Do you want to try and hitch a ride? Or you can use them as a distraction to get closer to the wall.
No, because if they're blasting horses, I got to trust them to do their mission, and I'll do my mission. Because, like, the ride seems smart, but is actually a way worse idea if I need to stop the horde. They're for people, I'm for horde. So, no, I'm going to be striding and springing, just like crazy Mario jumps. Kind of like on an angle from them towards the wall, but not following with them, because then I could get blasted.
Following the theme that I've inadvertently set up for a lot of our shows now, just like John Carter of Mars!
If I'd seen it, I'd know.
That's what he does in John Carter. The of Mars was implied, which is why it failed. So yes, it's a little bit of the like the Hulk jump, where you're just like kind of bounding, running, bounding, running, bounding. Wonder Woman does it too. It's just basically any superhero character who can't fly. Spider-Man when he's in Brooklyn. Just anyone who can get a little bit of leverage on the way. Okay, can you roll me an acrobatics check, please?
Yes, I can.
With advantage because you're using the boots of springing and striding. Christ,
that's a nat 20.
Oh man, it's you're not used to such power. So the first one's a full-on like I'm a superhero at the training montage moment. Whoa! But the second one is much more confident, and by the third one, you're just Reginald fucking Tingler striding very impressively towards the wall. So with that roll, you will definitely make it to the wall and be able to spring up and over. Half of the knights have been decimated by the time they reach the perimeter, and as you spring up and over the wall, you find that Declan, mad bastard that he is, has detonated a ring of buildings around the tower, creating a conflagration that will prevent people from getting up. Turns out, in the future, he hates corporations. Here, he just kind of hates everybody. But sadly, he's the same tactician in both places. So you land into the town on fire. You see people running, screaming. Machete has a machete in each hand and is kind of like using to hack through buildings and cut people free. Her assistants are like kind of gathering people and getting them out. To your surprise, the gnomes are running around like also helping. They're kind of assholes, but like they're doing their best. Shit, what's his name? Lost my page. Mike, who you threatened in the bathroom, seems to be the most heroic of all of them. And he's like, the adversary will avenge us. Come, friends, to safety. For a man who spent his life really enjoying heroic soaps, he finally gets to live his own. Assuming he survives this, which
Fingies crossed.
Fingies crossed. Unfortunately, you the fire is high and rising. So you're cut off from the mansion. Are you going to attempt to just kind of spring over the fire?
Tom, is there a wall? Like, does the wall run the whole way around the town?
It does. Unfortunately, the tower wasn't against the wall. It was in enough that he's been able to detonate a ring of buildings around it.
Could he jump to the wall and then leap from there over so he's not jumping like 20 feet instead? He's going like
okay,
60
well,
or
let me give you that for the nat 20 because, as you know, I'm a big fan of the nat 20. Cool. So you hit the top of the wall, you see all that happen, and then you just like full on spring from there and kind of smash into the wall of the wizard tower. Is your plan to go up or down?
Up.
All right. Go ahead and roll me athletics, please.
I've got second story work. How does that affect climbing, Tyler?
You don't have to do half your movement. You can use your full movement to climb.
Shit.
Because climbing is supposed to be like a difficult thing, but for you, it's easier.
So, in that case, Ryan, I'm going to give you advantage on this. What I want to be clear about is this isn't just like, I am attempting to climb. It's like you're trying to climb so fucking fast and with purpose that it's not like a slow Assassin's Creed like, there's a viewpoint. I'll get there when I need to. It's like, oh, fuck, they're right after me. I gotta go.
Yeah, no. I'm fine with that.
Great.
Oh, man. Double 18s. So it ends up being 17.
All the way across the sky. All right. Interesting. So yes, you book it up the wall. It's at this point you're almost doing the stupid like wall run thing that people get to do in cool movies. Honestly, climbing as someone who is less heavy than Reginald is a fucking delight. You've been training your whole life for this just by being a big guy. It's so nice to be a little guy for this. And with a final push, you kind of leap up. Chin up yourself up onto the platform, and find yourself just hanging out on that little observation deck built around this very quaint house. staring at a maniacally laughing Declan Albrecht, who is gleefully picking off horses, well, just spewing profanities. And that's where we'll leave you for now. Meanwhile, downstairs, there's a whole different fight happening with slightly lower stakes, but also that wizard's going to open a lot of gates. So, Tyler, she is sort of facing you down. She's just hit you for a bunch of damage. You're healing up. What do you do?
Full disclosure, I hit her a bunch, and then we switched over. Is it my turn again, or
no? It is her turn.
I need to take a beating.
You are correct. I had to turn a page. Okay, so she's going to throw some strikes at you. Good news is power has not recharged, so she's going to throw some strikes, but not that many strikes.
Okay. I'm going to roll a d8 for necrotic damage.
Yeah, please do. So, pow. 2 punches, 1 kick.
3 necrotic damage.
3 necrotic. Okay. She is pretty rough. So she hits you for 15 with the 1 strike that gets through. She tries to fire kick you in the side. You just kind of take the hit. And again, the fire cracks off your armor. Quinny, just as a personal note, similar to Reginald feeling the joy of being able to climb a tower super fast, it's really nice to have people hit you and have it not really hurt.
Yeah, I mean, it's starting. It's like I am in trouble, but I would have died 2 times over at this point.
Well,
So
and also the idea of like a trained
remarkable
martial
that way.
artist just straight up kicking you in the side with her leg on fire as hard as she can,
Yeah.
not cracking you in half,
Yeah.
is fantasy Christmas. So I guess just Christmas. So yeah, strong hit to your side. You take the blow. However, I also rolled a 1.
Oh,
So,
okay.
she hits you with 1 fist, and then she goes to swing the other, and you catch it, which takes us to your turn. I'm going to give you advantage because of her 1 on whatever your first action is.
Oh, okay. I'm going to catching the fist. I'm going to jerk her to the side so that now her back is showing to me,
Okay.
and just 2-handed hammer. Now that I've spun her
The
about.
world's worst chiropractor.
Oh, thank God for that advantage. I rolled a 3.
Whew.
So 18 plus 8 to hit.
Yes, quite.
Okay. 7 plus 4, 11 hammer damage, and then that's a better one. 8 fire damage.
For a grand total of
19
Oh,
damage.
fuck.
I've got a second attack coming up. If she's
Yeah,
still
keep
alive.
them coming, bud.
15 plus 8, 23.
Yep.
Oh, that's a 1. I'll re-roll that damage. 7. That's nice, Ryan. I like
That is a nice ability.
That's 11 for the hammer plus 3 fire, so 14 damage total.
With the first hit, you feel, for lack of a better term, you feel something give. And just like all the air comes out of her lungs and she kind of stumbles forward. And you can see her left arm is hanging limp. And her leg is doesn't seem to be responding. She's punching her leg. You're like, wake up, dummy. As you bring the hammer back, and you realize that like this is probably it. What do you say as you swing the killing blow?
Nothing. I think I'm just screaming at this point. I'm in a lot of pain. This has been like a down and dirty fight.
Yeah.
I think I'm having like a Riggs moment from like Lethal Weapon of just like this is traumatic for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So you swing, screaming to the skies. You swing the hammer again, and you hear a sickening crack, and she inverts around the hammer. And as you kind of follow through with the swing, she stumbles forward despite being bent at a 90-degree angle, and falls forward onto her knees, and then collapses from her midsection back. So she's locked eyes with you. And just as the life fades from her, she manages to just kind of glare and then continue to glare. And finally does like an angry glaring squint. And then her face relaxes.
Oh, okay. I like am screaming inside my brain.
It's just like applause everywhere. People are coming up, slapping you on the back. Someone slams a drink into your hand.
I think there's like a second of silence as the life goes out of her.
Yep.
And in that silence, again, I'm like, there's some inner turmoil going on, but then I screw like a smile onto my face and be like, I need a drink. And like everyone goes, yeah.
It's full Gaston. Like this is a full on like drink slammed in, picked up on a chair. You're very hurt.
Yeah.
But they're like bouncing you on the chair, and like each time it like jostles all the bits that hurt.
Yeah.
As you're being jostled though, you see what look like sparks inside the box. They're weak, they're faint, but you can definitely see there's something happening in there.
Okay, then I'm definitely like, yeah, drinks over this way. It's like, let's go somewhere else.
It's gonna make you roll a deception check, but I mean, you just murdered the person they assumed would murder you and take command, so now they really have to double down, because everyone's been kind of a prick to you, so it's like, everyone's like, yes, go Horde! And they trot you over that way. As they do, you hear a sawing noise, and as you just kind of look back, you can see that there are two bone crushers currently sawing Kira's head off. And they're like, we must get the appropriate victory chalice for the champion!
Oh, come on. Super! Can't wait.
Narrator.
Saw faster, you guys.
He could. And they do. They start sawing faster. It doesn't really help. It's still very difficult.
Just the mug of kind of like, you sons of bitches.
Yeah, they're just sawing through the midpoint of the face so they can make you a nice little skull chalice. All right. Meanwhile, back up in the tower, Ryan, you're facing off against the man who admittedly made your life hell in the army, Captain Commander Declan Albrecht.
All right, so I'm gonna sneak around behind him because I'm invisible. And then he's just thinking of the advice that Quinny gave, which was like, you can't do a fair fight. You can't do a fair fight. And he's like, okay, he can't see me yet. He's still shooting. Oh, I just wish that there were more of me or something. And then 3 more Quinnies appear beside him, just blending in and out of him, moving back and forth as he unknowingly casts mirror image on himself. And then he just, in his head, is like, okay, there's some good stuff about this job. And then he summons Frostbite and just starts shanking fucking Declan in the back.
Nice.
All right, go ahead and roll, please, with advantage, because you're an invisible man shivering a sniper who is very busy sniping.
All right, so that is 23 to hit.
Yep.
Great. Okay,
Sorry,
let me do some damage here. He just wanted to do the maximum damage, so it'll do.
It's a lot of dice.
It is a lot of dice. Okay, then I got to drop another 4 on it.
I don't know if it's more impressive when people have to collect like 1,000 dice, or when someone with a computer dice array has to click for like a solid minute to make it work.
So 23 piercing, plus another 3 cold, which brings us to 26, plus another 6 poison, which brings us to 32 total. I have to roll a d6 to see if my poison stops, and it does not. Also, because this is my packed weapon I have a thirsting blade, which means I can attack with it twice when making the attack action.
This is a new development, and I didn't even get to use it yet.
So I feel like Reginald feels like he's using his hammer strength in this smaller body because it's all Baba Yaga. So that's still so he's just
I understand.
Prison speed. I don't know if I get. Oh, I guess I still have advantage on the second attack.
You do.
Dope. Okay, so that's a 25 to hit.
Yeah, that absolutely does. What are you yelling as you do this? Because I feel like this is the guise of I'm Quinny doesn't matter so much when you're finally killing the guy you've wanted to kill for years.
No, not at all. And I think what he's saying with it, like he's just like,
this is a gift from Reginald Tingler and the adversary.
And he's just stabbing the shit out of him.
Fair enough.
Okay, so that was a 25.
I like that personas also run in the Tingler family.
That's actually very funny.
He's just saying the thing that ultimately would hurt Declan the most. Okay. So this one, oh my God. So we start, it's 28 piercing damage this time, plus 5 cold, which takes us to 33, plus another 3 poisoned. So 36 this time.
Holy shit. So for a total of 70 damage.
Yes, and I still have poison on the blade.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Well, that'll be useful for the next guy, because I gotta tell you, Wizard Sniper is not a particularly hardy character. Declan Albrecht, the scourge of the Hellscape Faerun. Faerun, I don't know why I pronounced it differently. We've been saying it one way the whole damn game. Is looking down the scope at a knight, and there's just something about these fucking assholes. They're all joiners. They're all like excited about their stuff. And ever since he was gifted this beautiful weapon from the Spellforge, he has just been aching for exactly this opportunity in a tower, bunch of jerks, and he can't fucking wait to take over this world. And like maybe he'll go back and take over Hellscape World, kill his father like he always wanted to, take over the place. Maybe not. Who knows? But for now, he's pretty fucking content until a blade comes out of his chest and then comes out of his chest again. And he just looks down in the absolute shock that someone who thought they were untouchable feels when repeatedly shivved by an invisible adversary. And he just staggers forward. And
I'd like to reach out and grab him by his long hair and then chop his head off and kick his torso off the edge.
Amazing. So he's stumbling forward being like, I'll die in my own fire. Makes him says as his head gets sliced off. And then you just boot his corpse off. His corpse flies off. The glass staff, a magic item unheard of in any of the realms and truly a work of art, spirals down and shatters on the ground like so many wasted beer bottles. His body hits some fire and you're left holding his head.
And I've still got like 3 mirror versions of me going back.
And they're all just holding their hands up in the air doing nothing.
It's concentration. And it is 1 minute. So you got 54 seconds since.
Okay, realistically, he'll keep concentrating, but it'll just probably fizzle out as he's doing this. He's gonna keep his mask on, but grab some of take some blood from the bottom of the head and just smear it on the mask, so it's ultra scary. And then he's gonna start down the stairs with like packed weapon out, covered in like black poison, and the head of Declan in his other hand.
Amazing. Tyler, you're desperately trying to buy time for this wizard to bust out of the box. What do you do to distract everyone? You can see that the sawing people are now pouring acid on the top of the head to try and burn off all the flesh so you can have a cool skull chalice.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ. Okay, I need to get fucking drunk if I'm going to drink out of this thing. So drinking games, very engaging, raucous drinking games to keep everyone looking here kind of thing.
How do you retool a drinking game Quinny might know for weird murder hobos?
It's an old con where I bet that I can basically drink from 2 pints from 2 mugs faster than someone else can drink 2 shots.
That is
Now,
the
rules are you can't touch my mug. Okay, you're not allowed to knock the drink out of my hand or anything like that as I'm trying to chug this thing down. Okay. Also, you can't double fist. You have to finish your drink, slam the glass down, and then you get to have the second one. Okay.
Everyone nods. Yeah, this works.
Right. Okay. Now, I mean, this is. Sorry, I was doing like my regular voice, so I'll do it as the original thing. Now, this is a lot. This is a lot for. I think I deserve like a head start. Let's say I drink this one.
Yeah, get a head start before we give you your head start. And they hold up the skull where the flesh is quickly burning away.
Christ. He just kind of says, all right, so what do you think of that?
Hey!
I'm talking
Meanwhile,
to,
there's like booming explosions outside, but everyone is just kind of like, everyone's yelling and there's not really any notice being paid.
All right. So I've got my 2 big beer steins on the table. I lift the first one. I'm like, here's the first one. Remember, you drink your first shot as soon as I push this on the table. And I chug it back. I turn it over upside down. And I'm like, are you ready? And I'll say I'm playing this with Gin Pie.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I was like, are you ready?
Gin Pie's like, yeah.
All right.
I'm so glad our plan worked. Our plan to be joyful together, he says.
And I take the empty mug and I put it on the table upside down so it's covering the other shot glass. And then I enjoy my drink and I say, you can't touch my mug. And I go, got him.
And June Pie's like, he did. He really did. And takes his shot and everyone's laughing and cheering. I was going to make you roll for that, but honestly, that's a pretty fucking good grift.
It's a bit I stole from a movie, but yeah.
No, it's good, man. But also it's highly appropriate for the people you're trying to engage, right? Like they're all about gross one-upmanship and murder. So like a game where you con your friends into feeling bad is like, So you managed to distract them long enough for a slightly out of breath halfling wearing a bloodied mask, holding a head and a sword that you recognize all too well, to come sprinting down the stairs.
And then I stop at the stairs so I'm as tall as I could be, because if I'm short, then it wouldn't quite work. So I stop like 3 or 4 steps up, and I hold out the head and I say,
bow before the adversary, slayer of Declan, and ruler of this portion of the horde by right. Who is the strongest among you?
And they all point at Reginald and say, you must fight him! Duel him!
Yes, duel me or kneel.
And I look over to the casket. What's going on over there?
It's bouncing. It's rumbling. It's full on Robin Williams genie in the lamp, like spewing sparks, and like the guy's clearly doing some good work over there.
Okay, so it needs more time though, is the gist I'm getting.
Yeah, a little bit more time.
Oh God! All right, so I will say like I'll stand up and I'll finish my ale in the other mug and I'll smash on the ground and I say, I accept your challenge. Let's fight over here. And like, so that no one is like, everyone is watching this fight and their backs are turned to the casket. And I assume a series of martial poses, just really trying to just play for time here.
And I step into the room, no longer sure, because this felt like a sure thing, and now it's fucking weird as hell. And I think I'm just going to start swinging the head. Yeah. And then I'm just going to chuck it to hit you in the face with the head. But the moment I do that, I slap the invisibility ring on so that when people see you get hit with the head. And then what I do is run across the room, climb up your back, wrap my arms around your neck, and just say, sell it. And I take off the ring so that they can see me. And it just looks like I'm choking you.
And everyone goes, oh!
And my tongue is hanging out. And I'm going like, I'm like,
I'm going to need a performance check there, sir.
All right.
Yeah, you know, that classic classic being strangled noise.
Yeah. 7 plus 2. That's a 9, baby.
Everyone is seeing these tiny, tiny little arms around your massive neck, and it's really like a bad wrestling match. Everyone's like, I don't know, that doesn't seem right.
This is your own fault.
And I take out one of his daggers and I just like shank him twice with it in the shoulder.
Tyler, I assume you just take it?
Yeah.
All right, go ahead and roll your damage there, Ryan.
Not a packed weapon, so it's just 1d4 plus dex. Still at least 5.
That's, oh man, I rolled 4s both times.
Nice.
All right, so that's 18.
You can only attack once. It's not a packed weapon.
Oh, yeah. Thank God. Okay, that's good. That's
so
very
we'll assume that you stab him twice, but the damage is 1.
9.
Yeah.
9? Okay.
Plus 5 dex? Damn.
Yeah.
Sneaky little boy. So the blade comes up and out of Reginald's shoulder. There's a spurt of blood. And honestly, Quinny, you're pissed about it. It hurts. But also, like, you knew these were good daggers. You carry good daggers. And the fact that he threw them away kind of pissed you off. But here's further proof. A basic dagger is still pretty good.
Yeah.
That said, it fucking hurts and you're already pretty wounded and he didn't know that. So that sucks. What do you do?
I try to ham it up some more, and I kind of like carry him around and stuff like that. But I do also want to, he whispered like you brought this on yourself or something akin to that, right?
Yeah, because I told you to sell it, and then
sell it,
you didn't sell it, so I had to.
Yeah. And I just want to say, God, I forgot what I wanted to say. So I just cavorting around.
Yeah, and then I think what I'll yell is,
No more games. The adversary reigns.
and then I want to do a backflip off of him and turn around to face him and just say, grovel. But I would like to be so sure in my saying of it that I accidentally cast the cantrip command. So Tyler, you have to pass a wisdom save.
Unless you choose to fail.
Yes.
But are you really going to take Reginald's commands coming out of your body?
It's all thinking about the timing. How much time do we need? I think this fight needs to go on, so I'm gonna try and resist it. Sorry, what is it? Charisma save?
It's a wisdom save.
Wisdom save. Well, I mean, I might be going down regardless. Yeah, that's a 7, so that ain't gonna cut the mustard.
So with that, you drop to one knee. And as you do so, there's a thunderclap inside the room. And everyone is like, oh, damn, that's good grovel. But behind the adversary, a tired, malnourished, vaguely drugged up guy stumbles out of a box. He just points vaguely kind of around the room. He's like, okay, which of you motherfuckers put me in the box?
Excellent. You have all failed, which is why I took over right now, because this man is an ally, and you are worms. Grovel, or I will have Reginald kill you,
He'll say to the rest of the band.
Roll a intimidation check, please. I'll give you advantage because Reginald is now on your side.
Can I assist?
Yeah, totally.
Okay.
Reginald, someone has palmed you. Junpei has palmed you the skull chalice. Do you hand it to Reginald, Quinny, to give him authority?
I feel like bigger things are happening. I throw it away.
Like Junpei's like, oh. It like bounces off.
His declaration that he'll have me kill them, I want to reinforce by just affirming it. Just God's help me, I'll do it. Okay, I'm just like,
oh no,
he's really
Reginald's
got my
flipped.
goat.
He got Reginald's gold and he couldn't cut the mustard.
Yeah.
My God, it's happened. He
You wanna roll for
succumbed.
me, or do you want me to just?
No, that'll just
advantage?
grant Ryan advantage. Yeah.
Okay.
So I get double advantage?
Single advantage.
Okay.
Did you already have advantage?
You
Yeah,
were
you give
gonna
me
give
advantage 'cause it was
anyway.
Yeah, sorry, I was giving you the like all of
Got
this
it.
is the same advantage. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Cool. 15.
Look, these are simple people at heart. They followed Declan. They followed Declan, and then they followed Reginald, and then maybe they were going to follow Kira, but then Kira got killed, which means that they're following Reginald. But then Reginald is following this guy who killed the guy they used to follow. So honestly, all of this math tracks. Domino effect of obedience. They're like, oh, okay, well this seems reasonable. We all get down. And then someone just points at Draken and says, he's the one who put you in the box! And the mage just extends his fingers and really kind of shaky magic missiles fly out and just obliterate Draken. He's like, good. Fingies still work.
I call out. No, I better not. Sorry, I think of calling out to Mickey, but I think better of it. I promised I would try and get him, but shit's too up in the air right now. I need to.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So, with the Bone Crushers kneeling and the mage free, you're actually kind of out of immediate danger. I'm going to say we can drop out of initiative order-ish, which has really just been me calling shots, I guess. But weirdly, Ryan as Reginald as Quinny as the adversary, the thing that you kind of feared the most has come true. You are now the leader of the Horde in this world, at least for a few minutes. But you did it for altruistic purposes, which is something that I think in your Hellscape world you never could have conceived of. So it's actually kind of a weirdly cathartic moment, if a complex one for you.
Yeah, I think I want to approach the wizard, just kind of off to the side kind of thing to have a conversation. Be like,
Reginald, keep them on their knees.
so I'll go over to the wizard and be like, hi, okay, so just like immediately drop the character, but just like in a hidden side conversation, be like,
Hi, so we're actually here to save you. They really wanted to bring a horde over to this world. They're incredibly dangerous. Can you, like, send them back in a way other people couldn't come through?
Oh, hey man, yeah, listen, I've been using thaumaturgy to sound cool. I think I'm internally bleeding a lot. They've had this IV drip in me for a while. Yeah, I think I can do it, but, oh, God, it'd be so helpful if I had some kind of focus to really...
Oh, wait, I have that. That's useful.
Wait, what? You have?
I get out the crystal and I'm like,
Is this?
Oh,
is this
shit.
good?
Oh, honestly, man, that'd be so helpful. Thank you so
Okay,
much.
good. We're gonna get you to medical help as soon as we can.
Oh, no, yeah, you're doing me a real solid here. Also, hang on. I found a rat in my box, and I think he said, you're welcome. Is that your rat?
Yeah.
So he reaches into his pocket, and he holds out Mickey.
Yes, I know him. Thank you. Hey, Mickey, how you doing?
Hey, I'm pretty high.
Okay, I'm gonna put him in this pocket here. It's sort of his house. Okay, okay, you go back to being spooky. I'll go back to being spooky. Do I need to march them through a portal or something? Or can I just touch
Hang on.
them?
No, this crystal's gonna be real good. But listen, man, this is gonna take a lot out of me. So I kind of got this, and then I can do you guys one last cool solid, and then I'm gonna just teleport the fuck home. Is that okay?
Oh, yeah, I think.
But
that's
like, I owe
totally
you
fine.
guys a big one. So like, I'll do you a solid before I go. Just let me do the portal thing first.
Yeah, get the evil out of here, and then we'll deal with our own.
All right,
Great,
cool,
great.
cool,
Okay,
cool.
let's do that.
and then I
Behold, you ungrateful worms! I am the Archmage Wizardson, and you have offended me greatly. He leans in and says, I'm so sorry. I really didn't have any time to think about this. Just, okay. Wizardson says it's time to go home, worms. And he kind of like spins his hand, Doctor Strange style, and then just holds the crystal in his fist. And suddenly his eyes glow bright white. The portal opens, and on the other side, you can see kind of a blasted, think like No Man's Land, World War I kind of like blasted forest. That is clearly what would be here in Hellscape World, where this tower doesn't exist. And he says, you thought you could cage me. Well, I will cage you in the worst place of all, where you came from, apparently. So fuck off, I suppose.
Everyone back through the portal.
Yeah.
It's time for you to go to our realm, where the adversary will reign. I go last with Reginald.
And they all look to you,
Get
Reginald,
through.
and they're like, Tyler, Reginald, and they say, really, Reginald? We're going back?
Yep, and I'm right behind you.
Classic Reginald leading from the back. Keep it sexy, baby! And they all start rushing through the portal.
Great, good. Go, 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 go.
They run, they run, they run, and then there were none.
All right, close it. Jesus Christ, close it.
So he snaps his fingers and he's like, oh, fuck me, okay. Oh, wow. I can't believe they fell for that. Oh, they're going to be so mad when you guys aren't there.
Yeah,
Also,
Quinny
thank
collapses
you.
also.
Yeah, thank you guys. Holy shit. This has been a weird few days for me. You guys are going to laugh. I was climbing the other day and it was pretty good. And then I fell and I like really badly hurt myself. And then I thought about it and I was somewhere else for a bit and I came back. I was like, oh, wow, what? Anyway, I guess that means I can like move between places or something cool. And then these assholes showed up and I've been in that box for a bit. So this is real nice. But listen, I think I might need a snooze. But listen, tomorrow morning, if there's anywhere you guys want to go, like literally anywhere, I'll fucking drop you off there on my way home, okay?
Okay, that sounds great.
What's your name?
Oh, my name's Keith. Keith the Wizard.
Keith?
The Wizard.
Buddy, you're handling this way better than I thought you might. I just want to give you kudos for that.
Thanks, man. I'm still pretty high.
Oh, yeah, okay. You're going to get real cranky in a couple of hours.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's why I'm going to go lie down. Honestly, is there somewhere fun near here? There'd just be like a nice place to chill out for a bit. Also, like, imagine you were high on like medical grade knockout a wizard drugs. Like, is there somewhere you'd have a great time?
It's called Snuffle's Funhouse.
Oh, shit. Yeah, that sounds great.
There's games, there's a band that does like trippy stuff, and you can get a room upstairs that's clown themed, which will be really an upper for you early, and it'll bring you back to reality really hard when you
Honestly,
wake up.
buddy, yeah, I'm just gonna try and ride this wave. All right, that's amazing. Well, listen, I'm gonna go lie down for a bit and hope for the best. But yeah, you can. If it's a clown themed hotel, you can probably find me in room 1. I don't think it's gonna get a lot of traffic.
All right, we'll find you there in the morning.
All right, keep it sleazy. Oh, I hate that. I'm sorry. I'm so high. Fuck.
No,
And
it's
then
just been a weird day for all of us. But
yeah,
don't
all
worry.
right. You guys are all right. Thank you. Thank you. All right. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.
Hey.
He limps out. You can hear the knights outside. Ryan, I think for you particularly, you kind of know what that is. It sounds like the fires are under control, which is nice. That said, when you go outside, it's still chaos. There's still huge casualty counts, but at least the immediate danger seems to be done. And you can see the triumvirate being kind of marched off into like a jail wagon. And they're like, who knew? Who knew our corrupt running of this town would bite us in the ass? And Lord Van Ness is like, me. I knew. I told you repeatedly. And they're all like, you son of a... And they all get like piled into the car. But for the moment, at least, things are bad. Still very bad. Lots of death. But are at least calming down a bit in Weln. That said, you can see the sun on the horizon starting to lower. And it might be time to go deal with your shit. Juniper. There is a massive dragon man in the air. Xanthus still kind of sipping wine and just kind of vaguely sizing the situation up. Keeping in mind that talking is a free action, what would you like to do? I will also say talking your way out of this seems very, very slim, but if you want to say anything to Xanthus or learn anything...
Is it my turn?
Yes. I'm going to say Bucky is doing a Dragon Ball Z. I'm going to give you a double turn because I'm a nice guy, and it's dire. And Bucky is doing a Dragon Ball Z thing where he's just summoning his chaotic magical powers.
Please don't make me destroy you both. Please don't.
And Xanthus is like, you are really nice. You're a very nice person, Juniper. I'm really quite sorry about all of this. Wait, you said you're from Eberron, right?
Yes.
Aw, and I saw that creepy Busey thing you did with your face. You a changeling from Eberron?
Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I got some bad news for you on that front too. I'm sorry. I feel like I'm just constantly raining on your parade here. I had to go check on the me there. Turns out he'd been talking to a Riker too, but they fucked each other up in a basement of some lab. It was very strange. Anyway, yeah, we encountered your changelings. They took some stuff from the lab. We were worried that other people might figure out what I did. They're not doing so great in the life department anymore. So that's my bad. You have my condolences. But for what it's worth, if you are their champion, if you're their chosen one, I think they picked pretty well.
So Tom, I'd like to do something. It's not technically what this spell is meant for, but I'd kind of like to try doing this. And I kind of like change into basically this like pure black shape that's like featureless.
Like the kind that would kill Tasha Yar?
Yeah. And I kind of focus on all of the plants, all of the any spores that Bucarius and Xanthus have inhaled, any plant matter they've eaten, and I would like to cast plant growth in a way that causes all of the plant matter in their bodies to become thick and overgrown until it maybe consumes them.
Okay.
I'd like to tummy bomb.
Yeah, I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Usually it's meant for like...
I understand. What do you normally roll on this?
No.
What is
It's
your
not
spell?
a combat spell.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Not
What's
a
your
combat spell.
what is your spellcasting stat?
So it's charisma plus 7. So
Okay.
plus 10 on what I'm rolling.
Okay. Go ahead and just roll a pure check based on that.
Oh, sorry. It's a plus 7 when I'm rolling. My bad.
Live, damn you!
It's just a 7.
Okay.
So 14.
Plus 7 though.
So 14.
14.
Oh, I thought you had already added. Like you rolled
Sorry.
a 0. I didn't get it.
So using all of your reaching out with just everything you have, and unfortunately, it's funny, we dealt with this in Curse Code and Crown as well. You're in a fairly barren world, so normally you'd have like a hell of a lot to draw on, but here you're in a weird science room.
Oh, come on. They've been traveling.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Come on.
I heart is
telling me-
pounding.
I understand, Laura. I
Xanthus is
understand.
stronger than Tasha Yar. Come on.
Touche!
Sorry, I'll stop interrupting.
No. It's all good, Laura. You're allowed to interrupt as much as you want. So you reach out to the spores and anything else you can connect with. They've been traveling. They've been to a multitude of worlds. And you, for a second, it's like you're reaching at the... it's like you're trying to climb through sand. You just like you can't get a grip. And similar, I think, to what Quinny was talking about earlier in terms of deciding that if you're in mortal danger, it's worth just kind of letting go. Essentially, this is a very mock-up from Curse Code and Crown thing, but letting go. You just stop worrying about surviving and start worrying about the spores and the vegetation and the idea that at the very least you can make something grow. And it works. You feel it click. You feel traction. And mid-air, Bucarius coughs, and you can see a root snaking out of his nose, and he looks down at it in horror and kind of drops out of midair a little bit. Like he's still up, but it's not as majestic anymore. As he kind of like snaps, like starts pulling it up out of his nose and stomach. And Xanthus coughs somewhat more delicately, and dark blood begins to trickle from his nose, and he kind of touches at it, and begins to like in shock and delight laugh, and he's like, incredible, oh, spectacular. And then he kind of leans very condescending Wonka-y, his head against his hand, and you can feel counterspell occur, and the blood still trickles down into his mouth, but the spores no longer have an effect on him, and he just raises his glass to you and says, "Truly an impressive attempt." At which point the garnish on his glass expands at a rapid rate and pierces his right eye. And Xanthus screams as the sprig in his glass impales his eye. He kind of reaches up in the shock that someone who kind of thinks they're untouchable does, where he starts to feel it and eventually has to close his fingers around it and pull. And he howls in agony as the ruined eye comes out with the thorned sprig. As Laura Dern taught us in Jurassic Park, certain things look really nice, but if you don't understand flora and fauna, you don't really know what you're getting. And as Xanthus stumbles away holding his gushing wound, you hear the crack of his glass off the ground. And Bucky, kind of stumbling midair, just looks up and says, Miss Juniper, unfortunately what Master Xanthus said was true. We did kill all your friends, and there's something I find really interesting about changelings. And he lunges at you with mystically charged hands. Your AC as this form?
I'm still armored. Like that doesn't disappear, so it's still 21. No.
20.
Well, I'm dead.
Yeah, I'm not going to bother rolling damage on this. As Bucarius flies forward, his hand extended, he smiles, and you can see the vegetation in his teeth growing. And he just says, the thing I love most about changelings is their heart's always in the right place. And then he punches through your chest, grips your heart, and with a mighty tear, Juniper, he rips your heart from your body. And as you fall backward, you yet again reveal your true visage, and Moss hits the ground, dead. Meanwhile, back in Faerun, it's time for an emotional scene between Quinny and Reginald. The two of you have reached sundown. The sun is setting. Sun's going down, big guy. And true to her word, Delia, the server, is standing there with 2 glasses of champagne and a couple of swan napkins. And she says, wow, you boys look a little bit rough. But I hope you learned a lesson, because the sun's going down and I did not read the fine print. So tell me, did you learn your lesson?
Yep.
She lays out the rules once again. You can lie. But if both of you lie, you both die. If one of you lies and the other one tells the truth, the one who tells the truth dies, and the one who lied gets to stay in their weird, shitty body and slowly lose their mind. If you can both honestly say why the other one deserves to live, you get to swap back. The sun's going down.
I'm ready to go first if you like, Reginald.
Okay, or I can go first if you want, Quinny. Up to you.
No, this is too nice now. This is just all like after you. No, please, you. Like
The sun is literally going down and Juniper
Yeah.
just died, so
Well, we don't know that last thing.
I do, and it's exhausting as a DM, so onward.
Reginald, I did something I don't fully understand, and as a result, basically got a Cole's notes of your entire life up to this point. And that was a lot of trauma in a short amount of time for me. I would imagine it's not much easier to endure over a lifetime. And throughout your lifetime, it seemed like you were just looking for love and acceptance in a place that did not nurture or cultivate either of those things. And you were given a second chance by being dumped over here. And I'm something of a poster boy for second chances. You see, when I was younger, I was a thief, an okay thief. I did some time in prison, and it made me harder than hard enough to survive in a hostile environment. And when I came out, I took that same roughness with me, and I put it out there on people that didn't deserve it. But I had some friends that gave me a second chance, allowed me to grow emotionally. And I believe that you deserve that second chance as well. That's what I have to say. I think you've been given a gift here, and I don't think I was doing my part to cultivate the love and affection you were looking for. And this isn't that place anymore. So you're owed that much.
Reginald, as Quinny just sort of stands there waiting to see if anybody explodes or gets sucked into a body or something.
Delia's like, oh, good. Here's your champagne. All right, but don't toast yet. Very important. Okay, and now you.
Okay. Quinny. I'm doing a lot of thinking. And here's why I think you deserve to live. And it's because you're the me that I'm supposed to be. You just went to the wrong world. I feel like spiritually, we got mixed up somewhere. It was almost like our souls got Freaky Friday before this Freaky Friday. Because I've had to do terrible things. And I've been programmed to do terrible things and to not trust people and to break promises and to betray and do all of those things. And I never liked it. And I was never comfortable with it. And I don't like saying mean things, and I don't like doing mean things. I just get sad and scared a lot, and I just want people to like me. And I want to work with a team, and I want to not die. But I'm gonna die. Everybody dies. You don't get to not die. And I hate it, but that's not what we're talking about. You are on this world where everyone wants to be your friend. And everyone wants to, really care about you and keep you safe. And I know that because I met a bunch of orphan gnomes who thought you were the coolest. And everywhere we go, people seem to think you're the coolest. But you're very, very skilled at, hiding and sneaking and stealing and getting in and out of places you're not supposed to. But you're not that great at taking a stand once you're there. You have all the skills that would have meant I didn't have to be in the Horde. But you don't want to be with people. And you don't want to trust them. And you don't want to be their friend. And you don't want to be nice. You want to get in and get out and have no one know and not take that stand. Because that's dangerous for you. And I feel like I'm in the world where I belong, and you don't realize you belong here because you think you're only good if you have those friends, and you don't have those friends anymore. So it's an interesting world here, Quinny, where today I was a hero. And not by being brave. Everything I did was still sort of self-serving the whole time. But you could do that. You don't have to die to be a hero. In fact, it seems like you're often better at it if you don't die. But I feel like you can do heroic things but don't want to be a hero. And sometimes keeping a promise to a group of 6 gnomes is more important than slaying a big spooky man on a tower. And one of those things will let me sleep in the same room as you tonight without armor on. I need to be the hero that you can one day become. And you need to live long enough to realize that you can actually be a good person without other people making you be a good person nearby. In summation for this long and confusing monologue in full Reginald style, I feel like having had your reputation and lived in your world these last few days in your literal boots of striding and springing, I'm now in coward recovery. Kind of coward AA, as it were. I wasn't a coward today. And it's gonna be minute by minute, and tomorrow I may be a coward again, and then I'll have to recover. I feel like I'm gonna create an elaborate chip system for myself. But your world makes me want to be better than I am. And it makes me want to celebrate your world. And I feel like you deserve to feel the way about you that I feel about you when I am you. And I don't think you have that satisfaction. So if one of us has to turn into smoke or whatever, today, right now in this minute, I pick me. Because you should learn to be happy to live as you.
And Delia nods and extends a champagne glass. She says, well, that all sounded lovely to me, but quite frankly, I actually don't know either of you all that well. So best to just do what kicked all of this off. The cheers wasn't the cookie. Everyone thinks it's the cookie. Cheers, and let's see what happens.
Cheers. I'll hold up my champagne flute.
Cheers. And I'll hold up my champagne cask.
And you clink thud them together.
Oh, yeah, they are casks.
You take a sip, and there is a peal of thunder, a crack of lightning. And after a Fiona-esque from Shrek fly up into the air, spin around while light happens, and lower back down, you each find yourself looking at the world just a little bit differently, because you're standing in a different position. You find yourselves back in your bodies.
Do the
Oh my
pat down.
god. And I check my hog.
It's fine. It's not a Quinny level.
Yeah,
But like, it's nice. It's familiar, and it's very capable in its own right.
Yeah, I don't even know what to do with this one, he says to himself quietly.
I do the pat down. I feel fantastic. And I put my hand out for a handshake to Reginald.
Oh my god, who did you let kick my ass? I thought we were supposed to bring these things back on, bro. Okay, yeah, cool, we're cool.
I'll shake his hand.
There is a peal of thunder.
Oh.
But you don't switch. It's just a fake out. It's just real thunder. There's just a storm coming.
Good-natured fun. I do activate the Medallion of Thought in my hand to wordlessly communicate to Reginald. I want to burn down this Rejoiners. Do you want to help me with that?
I am very worried about what this lady will do. This was her first time with this one, and she's got wizard books I don't know about.
And she leans forward and smiles at both of you. And she just says, "Oh, dearie, seriously? Are we really still at this point? I have wizard books you don't know about. I have plenty of books you don't know about." And her face falls away to reveal Baba Yaga. You can't hear this, but Tyler is... Both Tyler and Quinny are legit livid.
Yeah. What can I do? I can't like attack her or anything. So I just shout like, Baba Yaga, you better get out of my personal bubble. Just like back up.
And she's like, oh, boys, please. I couldn't possibly have my two best gals fighting before they go off to try and kill my crazy son in hell. Honestly, you should see the two of you. I've been married several times, and I have never bickered as bad. I've killed several of them, and we did not bicker the way you two do.
Do you own the Rejoiners? Do you work there at all?
Yeah. Look... Quinny, here's something you ought to know about being a weird immortal monster who lives beyond time and space. Sometimes you get a little bit lonely. And so I did a stint as a wizard living in a tower. And I protected a town for a bit. It was kind of nice, I must say, but ultimately boring. Good is boring. So I pretended to get bored with the town, and I opened this. But did you honestly think someone could make a weird enchanted inn that just makes people yell names without great power? No, I built this fucker from the ground up. And then I've just pretended to be grandkids of myself now for quite some time. But honestly, it got a little lonely, so I built a place where everyone knows your name and where you'll always run into someone you know. Or who knows you. But no one ever came for me. So I guess what I'm getting at is I meant everything I said is dear sweet Delia, one of my favorite personas. She's just, honestly, she's just a delight to play. But regardless, I have seen too many people go through this life alone, as I have. Just me and my chicken house and my weird, horrible nightmare son. And children. There's other ones too, and my sister, and she's, you met her. Regardless. The important thing is that you two understand each other now, and isn't that the most important thing? And she fully freezes like it's the end of like a one to think on show.
Looks her in the eye and then looks down at Quinny and then leans down, puckering his lips to like try and kiss him because he thinks it might be a romance thing.
Get off of me!
Oh, honey, no. Honestly, I would never love potion someone. That's no. Not my jam. I just did it because it's funny to watch Quinny squirm. And then she holds up your eye and she's like, case in point. Anyway.
Try and get it, but obviously can't.
Like you reach through her hand and you just feel a fistful of dirt and worms. And you look at your hand and you have just dirt and worms. And she's like, oh, Quinny. You with your sleight of hand checks. So good. Not good enough. In any case, boys, I'm glad you can see eye to eye now. Well, sort of. More like one eye to two eyes. But you did very well. Also, I hope you'll come back here sometime. Anytime you need a friend. Honestly, I'm here like Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Those are my serving days.
What day is it today? Friday?
It's Friday, yes.
Good, then I will be staying at Rejoiners.
Quinny. Well, in any case, lads, this has been a bit of fun. I thank you for putting up with my Freaky Friday scenario. I hope you learned something valuable. There is perhaps some tragedy you're unaware of as of yet that you will soon discover, but for now, enjoy a lovely evening on the house. After all, I own it. And dear sweet Keith the Wizard, he'll get you where you need to go. Also, tick-tock, I do grow tired of spare eyes, so Quinny might be time to go stab someone with many faces,
Yeah, I figured you'd want us to go to hell with this. That was sort of the plan.
Yeah, I don't need the extra motivation. What's the bad news?
Juniper's dead. Goodbye! And then she literally falls backward into a shadow and disappears.
And Reginald's just like, wait, who's Juniper? Do we know a Juniper? I don't know a Juniper.
Yes, you do.
When did I meet Juniper?
She was with the caravan when we first met.
Tall guy, tracker, kind of old, looks a little angry.
No, paladin.
That person?
Oh, God. Never mind. She's dead. How? When? Why?
And Reginald, you find yourself with the unusual chore of having to console Quinny over the death of someone he apparently cares about at Reunities, which you walk glumly into to a collective yell of, Quinny! Reginald! And you just hear, I want to, but I can't. And the two of you spend an awkward evening being pseudo-buds. As I did promise, this was the story of how you became pseudo-buds. And the next day, the two of you set out to find Keith to finally go hunt down Manny and save Moonhammer.
This episode of Dum-Dums and Dragons features the voices of Ryan LaPlante at the Ryan LaPlante on Twitter, Tyler Hewitt at Tyler_Hewitt on Twitter, Laura Elizabeth at EL Hamstring on Twitter, and our fantastic DM Tom McGee at McGeeTD on Twitter. This episode was edited by Ryan LaPlante, and all of Dum-Dums and Dice's art is by Decapitated Markers, or at Decapitated Marker on Twitter. That's MRKR. Our theme songs are And Now for That Massive Coronary and Skipping Through the Orchestra Pit Part 1 by Peter Gresser, and our ad music is No Control and Chiefs by Jazzar, JAHZZAR, all available at freemusicarchive.org. When it comes to Dum-Dums and Dice, you can visit our website at dumdumdice.com. Our Twitter and Instagram are at dumdumdice, and on Facebook at facebook.com/dumdumdice. But most importantly, we've got merchandise at redbubble.com/people/dumdumdice, or you can join our Patreon at patreon.com/dumdumdice. That's DUMBDUMBDICE. And tune in next week for more Dum-Dums and Dragons. Dum-Dums and Dice has to give a special thank you to the supreme beings of our Patreon at this time: Christian Menicola, Long, the Half-Blind Prophet, James Cuellar, Charles Grams, Christopher Little, Olin Anderson, Sue One, George Dolby, One True Artistry, Orion Birchfield, Lord of Bradovic, Noel Lewis, Scott Garland, Anthony Griffin, Zekin X, Jordan Neesmith, Benjamin V, Gavin and Abby McDonald, and Jill and Noel LaPlante. If you want your name to be added to this list, you can join our Patreon too at patreon.com/dumdumdice. Thanks to them, and a little bit of thanks to you.
Epilogue.
Oh, I can't take any more.
Moss. You wake up in a really boring room. There is a ceiling fan that is very slowly turning. The chains hanging off it are just a little too short and keep hitting every time the fan blade spins. It's irksome, but in kind of a regular way. The ceiling is that weird, shitty, like corkboard with all the little holes in it that like offices just seem to have, and the temperature is just warm enough to be uncomfortable without being pleasant. You're lying on your back and are kind of astounded to find that you're in moss form, because that's not really what you do. Also, last you remember, you died, which sucked.
Yeah.
So you kind of feel your chest immediately, and you find a gaping wound and a severe lack of heart, but otherwise you feel pretty good. Do you immediately transform into Juniper?
I immediately, I think transforming is, yes, I try.
Yeah, so it's not a slick transition. It's like a weird jarring thing. You kind of spasm and fall over. As Juniper, you kind of crawl to your feet, and you see a massive desk in front of you, and that's pretty much all you can see. You seem to be in a small room, and as you struggle to your feet, you see a smiling goblin sitting behind a table, staring at you with a big grin on his face. And he introduces himself as Farthole Farch. Take it away, Ryan.
Oh, welcome to hell, Misa Farthole Farch. Oh no, me get that wrong. Farthole, many faces, man. What do you do? This a hell. Why you in hell? What you do, bad girl?
I don't think, I mean, I guess I failed at saving the world.
Oh, that a pretty big man. Oh, and then you just see him like take out a form, and then he just hits it with a stamp a bunch of times. Yelling like, stamp, 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 stamp. Good work, Firehole. Much fire. And he just throws it on the ground, and you see there's like hundreds of pages behind him. He's clearly been doing this for way too long, and he's like, so, welcome to orientation. Me, Firehole, Many Faces Man. Me, cleric of Many Faces Man. Best hell ever. So you do good and fail, or you be mean and fail? This very important question.
I was trying to do good.
Oh, so you're nice, but you fuck up?
I guess so.
Well, you here, no? Much hell, very wow. Okay, so
this is weird, but you're strangely pleasant.
Yeah, I like you too. That's why we both in hell. And to make a friend somewhere else. Here, have a nice piece of burnt poo. He just offers it to you. It's a symbol of it's like a bunch of faces, all in like weird little like pucks that are all burnt together, and they've all got different expressions. Like some of them are happy and sad, and other things
Like a Rushmore kind of thing, but just in poo.
Yeah, but like baked, so it's rock solid.
Okay.
But weirdly, Juniper, amongst it, you see the gleam of a key. And there seems to be a tag hanging off of it that says 667.
Yeah, so you in a hell now. So you gotta love Many Faces Man, and you got to pray to him, and you got to do much evil for him because he is king of hell, best ever. But go to that room because, and he just leans forward and then he whispers to you, he goes, praise Bubble. Resist! And then he leans back and is like, Many Faces Man, give me all your faces.
And with that,
I kind of like put my hand up in a cheer. Many Faces Man, with a subtle wink.
Go down to Sneaky Hall, and he just points to one over on the side.
And so Juniper, you collect up your many pucks of poop.
They're all attached. It's like a Christmas tree shape.
I'm aware. It's like those little beads that you'd have to like iron in like the mid '90s to make shapes. And your key. But weirdly, if there's one thing Juniper's pretty good at, it's orientation. So you take all of those, you take the key, and you begin down the hall on your way to meet the resistance.
So I'm not dead? What the fuck?
No, you dead, stupid! You just do work now!
And that's where we'll leave it for tonight.